This is Alpha the Wild S'mores, and you better turn it into in your head.
Yeah.
The Indian dude from our message board, he'd like to know some of your thoughts on Paul Heyman.
Oh, here we go. Paul Heyman. I hope I don't get any heat from this, but I think Paul Heyman is a genius. I really like Paul Heyman, and this is why I like Paul Heyman. Is when I first got into the developmental system, and I told this story many times before, but I'm going to tell it again. This is why I like Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, when he first came down there, he was a writer for OVW, and a lot of people were saying different opinions of him, but I don't ever listen to it. I form my own opinions of somebody when I have the opportunity. And what Paul Heyman did is Paul Heyman called me up and he said, "Bobby, let's go eat breakfast." And I was like, okay, this is a little strange, but I went, we sat down, we ate breakfast, and we sat down there for about 4 hours and ate breakfast, and we just talked. I found out about his family, he found out about mine. We just talked. And aside from just finding out about each other, he just wanted to see what kind of person I was, see who Bobby Lashley is, because from the appearance, you just see this big, athletic, muscle-up guy. And then if you get an opportunity to meet me, it may not be the same thing that you thought from the get-go, from the beginning. So he wanted to find out that. And I think that's what makes him such a good writer, is because he doesn't write a story and then tell you to be that person. He finds out who you are and then writes a story around that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he's been so successful with his writing. And when he wrote the stories on OVW when I was there, it was an incredible time working for him. And another thing, he's a very positive person. A lot of people think he's just full of BS, but if somebody tells you that you're the greatest wrestler in the world, you're the greatest, he wasn't telling me that, but if he tells you you're the greatest, you're going to believe that. And the same thing as somebody tells you that you're a loser all your life, you're going to think you're a loser and perform that way. So instead of thinking he's BS, he's actually a very positive person, and he brings out the best in some of the guys that he has. So I think Paul Heyman's a great individual. I like Paul Heyman. He's a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else, El Santo?
Well, another question I want to ask, working with the luchadors over there, you had any problem, with the language barrier, or maybe you might know a little Spanish?
No, I understand Spanish a little. My family's from Panama, so I understand it a little bit. So when they were talking, and then a lot of them, I mean, they have a lot of guys from the States go down there and work with them. So if they don't speak English, then they have somebody that translates. So there's no real language barrier. I mean, they're able to communicate just fine.
Oh, great. Well, all right, man. Thank you for the questions, man. Good luck in your future.
My pleasure, man. Thank you.
Let's call in El Santo.
Gracias.
We got Jose on the line.
Hey, ¿qué pasa, guys? What's up, Jack? Inter, Barbie. Hey, Bobby Lashley, how are you?
I'm great.
Wonderful. I just have a question. What do you think are your odds in this? If have you thought about possibly fighting Brock Lesnar?
Oh man, we already asked him about Brock Lesnar.
Oh, sorry.
But we didn't ask him what we thought his odds were.
Yeah, what are the odds? That's what I meant.
Find out.
Well, if the odds are against me, then bet big. I'm ready for it, man. I'm down training with the best training facility in the world, so when the time is right, I will be ready. Put it that way.
Well, everybody know he brought this up early, but Bobby signed with American Top Team. What do you think is something you want to work on? Something that you think you need work on in your MMA career?
Well, my wrestling is pretty solid. I feel confident with my wrestling, and I feel confident with my jiu-jitsu. What I want to do, I want to knock people out. Mm-hmm. I mean, the crowd comes to see that. I can go down there and out wrestle somebody or ground and pound or do something like that. That's all fine and good because you get the wins on your record, and that's what it's all about. But I want to knock people out. I want to bust people's heads open and knock them out.
I've also had that feeling.
And when I continue doing that, people are going to come and watch more. So the promoters are going to be happy because I'm going to put my hands on somebody and knock them out, and then people are going to come to see it. Because if you think all the great people in MMA, those are the people that knock people out. The Chuck Liddells, the Rampages, the GSPs, those people, they're knocking people out with their lights out, putting them to sleep.
Incher actually brought up earlier, like you saw he lift up the car and something he'd like to do. He feels like doing it. He feels like knocking somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, it's funny, but it's also, I think a big reason why fans watch wrestling, watch MMA. They want to live vicariously through their, through the heroes on TV.
Right.
So, what is it? What do your fans mean to you?
My fans mean everything, man. I tell you what, I'm not one of those people that just go and do it and then don't talk to fans. If you ever came to a wrestling show after the show, I come out and meet all the fans. If you see me on the street, you can come talk to me like if anybody else, because I don't put myself above anybody else. I'm a normal dude. I just do extraordinary things. That's why I always just say I'm an ordinary person that does extraordinary things.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as meeting fans and talking to fans, I have no problem doing it. I have no problem doing interviews. I have no problem talking about anything that people want to talk about anytime. Fans are everything, man. If without the fans, then there's no reason to perform.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for calling in, Jose.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. We got one last caller who got Jai.
Hi, Bobby.
Hello.
My question is about Michael Hayes. Did he give you problems when you were working?
Are you talking about the guy that I'm fighting next? His name is Mike Hayes, not Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes from the Facebook.
I plead the fifth, man. All fair and all, you're always going to have problems with people that you work with. Whether Michael Hayes and I had issues, don't really want to talk about it. I hold no hard feelings with anybody from the business at all whatsoever.
Okay. Fair answer to a fair question.
Yeah. Jai's actually, he's going to, I believe, Mr. Hughes Wrestling School to learn how to train. Learn how to wrestle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, Jai. Incher, did you have any more questions from the message board?
No, actually, I had a question of my own. I just wanted to know why did you stop using the Dominator? And did Ron Simmons give you that move?
I was hurting people, man. That move hurts. I didn't mind it because I felt fine after I did it.
Right.
But the people that I was going against, they were getting banged up. It's a scary move, man.
Yeah.
It's a scary move. I mean, when you're all of a sudden staring at the ceiling and the next minute you're staring at the mat, there's not really time to prepare yourself or brace yourself or anything. You're just coming really hard. So there's not really anything you can do.
Yeah.
And I think that some people they didn't know how to brace themselves right. So, I'm not in the business to try to hurt somebody, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather pick them up in a running power slam and just run them through the mat that way.
Yeah. Is it because it is like a face first bump? It's different than taking the flat back bump.
Well, it just depends. Some people just can't take a face bump. Mm-hmm. Because they just have that fear. It's kind of like that fear of just falling straight back. Some people can't do that, and just to fall face forward. If you do it right, then you're not going to hurt yourself at all. But it's still that fear factor in your body. It's a reflex that your body has that you can't handle.
Mm-hmm. Well, why did you leave WWE?
Because I wanted to fight.
Mm-hmm. When you told them you wanted to leave, like what was their reaction? Were they like upset? Did they try to talk you out of it?
I was dealing with some stuff at the time, and I don't want to really get into that too much.
Yeah.
That's just negative. Don't really need to talk about that. There are circumstances that kind of made it. I wanted to fight, man. That's what I tell everybody, and that's one thing. I mean, because I really did want to fight.
Ready to knock some people out.
It was like, yeah, I want to knock some people out, put some people to sleep. I'm not going to kill them, just put them to sleep.
Right. Maybe we can see a Dominator in the MMA ring.
If I hit them quick enough and fast enough, and they knock out, and they're still on their feet, I might be able to pick them up and just get a quick one on them if the ref doesn't see.
Right. You mentioned Rampage earlier. I saw him give a guy a real powerbomb once. I think it was in Pride.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, in Japan, I'm going to go out and fight Japan a little bit also, because Japan, they let you do a lot more. They let you really beat somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
Here in the States, they kind of control it a little bit.
Did you ever see like Sakuraba fighting in Pride, like back in his prime? He'd come in dressed as wrestlers. And, that was awesome.
Yeah, I've seen them all.
Is there anything you'd like to tell everybody out there?
I really don't know. I think we covered just about everything. I mean, just if you're a wrestling fan or an MMA fan, just let it be known. Keep up with me. Go on the website. I'll try to keep up. I'll try to keep the website as updated as possible, and I'll let you know what I'm going to be doing. If you're a wrestling fan, I will be wrestling again. If you're an MMA fan, I will be knocking people out. So if you want to see me do it, then come to the site, and I'll let you know where I'll be doing it at.
Excellent. That's BobbyLashley.net. We'll have the link right on the website. And we want to thank you for coming on tonight.
My pleasure, man.